Hello, poets! Another one of our assignments for this week is learning how to write similes. And a simile is a comparison using the words like or as. So to get started on your worksheet this week, just make sure you're zoomed in so that you can see the text boxes a little bit better. If you've forgotten how to do that, just go to View. From here, click on Zoom, and then you'll have some options. Once that is done, then you are ready to start. And our instructions today say to write a simile about each of the things listed below. Your simile does not have to contain those exact words. For example, for the beach, you could write a simile about sand, water, beach towels, shells, etc. So this first one needs to be about a kitten. And like it said in the instructions, I don't actually have to use the word kitten in the simile if I didn't want to, but I am going to in this case. So I'm going to say the kitten's eyes were shimmering like diamonds. And then I would already be done my first simile. And I know that this is a simile because I've used the word like in the sentence. Because a simile can use the words like or as to make the comparison, I could have worded this a little bit differently as well, and it still would have been a simile. So for example, I could have said the kitten was acting as silly as a clown, and then I'm not using the word like, but I am using the word as. So either like or as will make whatever you're saying a simile, as long as you're comparing two things. Just a few tips in case you run into any trouble. If you click on the text box and it kind of goes a little bit wonky, just remember you can go back to the Home tab and use the undo arrow to fix that. Also, if you're spelling something and it's underlined in red, just make sure you go back and correct any spelling errors because that's what the red underline means before you turn in your assignment. If you're using a computer, you can usually just right-click on the word and then it will give you some spelling suggestions. If you're on a tablet, you may still be able to use this function, but you might also just have to read your similes over very carefully before you turn in your assignment to make sure you're not turning it in with spelling errors that you could have corrected. At the bottom, there is another section here that says to use one of your similes in a paragraph. This part is optional, but if you want to give it a try, you're more than welcome to.